Hannah Montana, your body is crazy. I went to court and it cost a Mercedes. I push the Subaru like it's Ferrari. I wear my Nikes just like it's Tekashi. Shout out to Dom cause I'm running up Gosha. I'm at the factory picking out fabric. I'm doing things that you can't even fathom. I fucked the babysitter in the mansion. Hannah Montana, your body is crazy. I went to court and it cost a Mercedes. I push the Subaru like it's Ferrari. I wear my Nikes just like it's Tekashi.
Looking in my eyes when he talked to me. Said that he had cash, then he asking me, what would you do if I break off all these dollar bills? What would you do if I break off all these dollar bills?
Yo. Check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? It's the Holy Lord Sanctus God of the Coast, your host for CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. We play 805 hip hop and R&B every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific time on Instagram Live. I see Culture Club in the building. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. You know why? Because we're trying to get to 5,300 followers, man. We're not that far away, but we need your help. So go ahead and tap that follow button. Make sure you tap that bell as well. And then while you're at it, just go ahead and follow us on Spotify, Connect the Coast. I know it's really bright outside, so you can't see any of the white text. I know. It's how it be sometimes, though. Ventura Tide Pod, what's good? Thank you for tapping in. Please share if you can. As always, this is brought to you by The Source. Please visit thesourceslo.com for all your cannabis needs. They deliver all over SLO County as well. So if you're in SLO County and you need some trees, you know who to talk to. Also, winner takes all. I know it's really hard to see, but it does say at W Takes All. Give them a follow on Instagram. They're the dopest open mic in the world, and it's based on the Central Coast. Ventura Tide Pod says, I'm doing great work. I really appreciate that, man. I'm really trying really hard. It's difficult to be consistent all the time, but I'm doing my best, and I'm glad you appreciate it. And I think you guys are doing great work as well. Ventura Tide Pod, I'm going to need y'all to tap into the WhatsApp as well, because it's growing. There's some artists in there, and I think it's going to be a good way to connect the coast. So I'm going to send you the link to our Plug Syndicate WhatsApp, Ventura Tide Pod, and I hope you can join. And that's for anybody else that wants to be a part of the Plug Syndicate. It's our private WhatsApp group. And, I post opportunities for artists in there. And we just have a really good time. So tap in if you're interested. Let me know in the chat and I'll send you the link. And then today, in about an hour at 5 p.m., we got King Harris from Oxnard calling in. That's why we're going live on Saturday. We usually don't go live on Saturdays, but I wanted to talk to King Harris because I got a lot of respect for him and I like his music and his art. So, I wanted to bring him on CTC Radio. So King Harris will be live with us at 5 p.m. So stay tuned for that. Mercado, was good, sir? Pool champion in the building. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. Melodies of a Gypsy. I'm glad you could make it. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. If you don't know how to share the stream, it's that little airplane button right in between the camera plus sign and the heart to the bottom right of the chat. It looks like a paper plane. Tap that and you can send the stream to whoever you want, or you can tag people in the chat. If you whoever you tag in the chat will be notified and hopefully they hop in, but that helps us a lot. We're trying to grow our numbers and sharing the stream helps with that. I'm gonna get into some music videos. We're gonna play about an hour's worth of music, and then we're gonna get into this interview with King Harris. And then immediately after this stream, I will be on the 805 Uncensored podcast. We're going to be talking about AI, which I'm really excited to have this conversation with them. If anybody wants to call in and talk about anything, the lines are open. You do need the Skype app. It's free to download. It's free to use. But you can call in. I would love to have a conversation with you about whatever you want to talk about. Last night, we talked about Ja Morant and that situation. So if you have any opinions on that, you can call in. We also talked about non-black artists saying the N-word when they rap. So if you have any thoughts on that, you can call in, and I'm sure we'll think of some topics today, but let's get into it. Let's see what we got up first. What's going to set our Saturday off right? And then I want to know where y'all going tonight. It's Saturday night. What y'all going to get into? Drop it in the chat. Let me know. This is one of my favorites. This is Shorty Doo-Wop out of Santa Maria, California. We call him the voice of Santa Maria. This is called Holy Water Drip featuring Lord Sanctus on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Drip. Ay, I got that holy water drip. You ain't gotta say it, cause I know that I'm a shit. Look like you need God, so I'm loaning you some drip. But if you start hating, I'ma throw it on you, bitch. Ay, I'ma throw it on you, bitch. You ain't gotta say it, cause I know that I'm a shit.
Ventura Tide Pod says he's going to be at the 805 Uncensored Pod Chat. I love it. Xiaomi Miller is in the building. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
So much drip you couldn't catch it with a barrel. Drip. On point, a nigga looking like an arrow. No tarot, but I can read you. You niggas say you want beef, then I'ma feed you. I'm dripping like a heavy period, I bleed through. I show you niggas some respect, but I don't need to. Bitch, I'm on like a generator. And you off, you an imitator. You a fraud and you been a hater. I'm a god, the
Mercado says this song is fire. I appreciate that. Ventura Tide Pod says go to Spins Inc. on Main Street, Ventura Avenue. Make sure y'all do that. Ventura Tide Pod knows what they talking about. 805 Uncensored is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can, if you wouldn't mind, and give them a follow because we'll be heading over to their podcast immediately after this. The name Uno 7 Records in the building. What's good, sir? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. This is Holy Water Drip by Shorty Doo-Wop.
I got that holy water drip. I got that holy water drip. Ay, I feel like Kobe in 06. Ball the fuck out, look like I'm showing off and shit. I move like Moses on the Prince. Part the Red Sea and watch the phonies try to swim. I'm so annoyed with the drip. Build an arc just to get the police off my dick. Fuck them both. Ay, these promoters think they slick, trying to throw me in the gutter like we bolted in this bitch. But still I walk through glowing in this bitch. They try to drown me in an ocean full of sins. I'm so goaty how I pimp this game we call life. God told me I'm a
Melodies of a Gypsy. Me too. I know you a hip hop fan, so I'm finally glad you can come up in here and vibe with us.
You the shit, I'm shining on your ass without a rollie on my wrist, cause I got that holy water drip. You ain't gotta say it, cause I know that I'm a shit. Look like you need God, so I'm loaning you some drip. But if you start hating, I'ma throw it on you, bitch. Ay, I'ma throw it on you, bitch. You ain't gotta say it, cause I know that I'm a shit. I got that
Sandy Cheeks in the building. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Hey, I got the aura of a king. Make her feel like she got an ocean in between. I'm feeling like a wobble, I'm closer to my dreams. But this rap shit is getting too emotional for me. Y'all feeling singled out? Oh, motherfucker, put a single out. And start to be about the shit you like to sing about. Oh, I mean rap about. You roll the dice, you crapping out.
Yeah.
KO, get her ass some low shit to be mad about.
1 year with the comeback. Got niggas stuck like a thumbtack. You hand me the ball, I'ma run it back. True. But niggas wanna talk, they don't wanna rap. If we talking stats, then I'm number one. We can go whichever way you wanna run. Never feeling pressure when under the gun. Hottest nigga spitting that's under the sun. That's facts.
Hey, yo, Lord, tell the coast we got a hit. We deserve a motherfucking trophy for the shit.
True.
I'ma be the GOAT, go and quote me on my shit. 80s crack sounds like I threw a dope fiend on my shit. I'm so sugar, Shane Mosley in a fit. I'm bobbing and I'm weaving through the whole shit that they miss. Ain't nobody ever ghost me on my shit, but it sounds like God went and wrote me on my shit. That's why I got that.
Mercado says I came in just in time. I came home from work. Now I'm bumping this on my speaker. We'll go ahead and turn it up one time on a Saturday. Ventura Tide Pod says the name Uno was good. The Kid Ninja Clan is in the building. Ventura Tide Pod sending a shout out to Sandy Cheeks. Siete just joined. Thank y'all so much. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Let's go.
You ain't gotta say it, cause I know that I'm a shit. I got that holy water drip. I got that holy water drip.
That's Shorty Doo-Wop, Holy Water Drip on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. We play 805 hip hop and R&B. And this is a special Saturday broadcast because we're usually only on Monday through Friday. But, you know, we got the homie King Harris coming through in about an hour. But until then, we're going to take it to Lompoc, California. This is FG Thriller featuring Shorty Doo-Wop. Back-to-back Shorty Doo-Wop. It's called Section on CTC Radio. Let's go.
I'm the hottest in my section, bitch, I hold it down. Nigga holding on a brick or a quarter pound. Ever speaking on my fam, it's 100 rounds. Better watch what you say, we don't play around. Watch what you say, we don't play around. Better watch what you say, we don't play around.
Sandy Cheek says she's always sharing the live. Y'all need to get like her. We appreciate that, Sandy. Thank you so much. Give her a follow while you at it. Come on, why y'all playing?
Flow change the weather, turn some water into snow. I got big plays lined up all up on my telephone. And if it ain't about the bread, nigga, adios. Beat it up till she done, I got cardio. And yeah, I'm good everywhere, I'm in your video. Bro, tripping off the shrooms, calling Mario. And yeah, I got some real hitters, they Sicarios. She caught me by my government, Fabio. I'm making moves, making plays just like Pablo. She said she wanna fuck, that's a wish. Break that bitch off, then dismiss ya. I'm the hottest in my section, bitch, I hold it down. Either holding on a Brit or a quarter pound. Ever speaking on my fam, it's 100 rounds. Better watch what you say, we don't play around. Watch what you say, we don't play around. Better watch what you say, we don't play around. Never speaking on my fam, it's 100 rounds. Watch what you say, we don't play around.
They treat me like a god when I walk in a function. Give me mines or give me death, get it all or get nothing. Said the way I make her feel when I talk like we fucking. That ain't gang, baby, that's just the...
Ventura Tide Pod says, everyone follow Sandy Cheeks. She has a podcast coming out soon. Let me know about it. Come on now. We'll hype it on CTC Radio. Let's go.
Dobby and me and FG, we the last of a dying breed. We kings on the coast in your section, no one know about you. Said ask about you, so we did. They shrugged their shoulders about you. Hottest in our section, LeBron and Kawhi. We gon' ball the fuck out while y'all watch from the side.
I'm the hottest in my section, bitch, I hold it down. Either holding on a Brit or a quarter pound. Ever speaking on my fam, it's 100 rounds. Better watch what you say, we don't play around. Watch what you say, we don't play around. Better watch what you say, we don't play around. Ever speaking on my fam, it's 100 rounds. Watch what you say, we don't play around.
That's FG Thriller out of Lompoc featuring Shorty Doo-Wop out of Santa Maria, California. It's called Section on CTC Radio, available on all streaming platforms. We gonna play this request, but before we do, Sandy Cheeks and Ventura Tide Pod, I told you I'm gonna send Ventura Tide Pod the WhatsApp link, but I'm gonna send it to you too, Sandy Cheeks. I want to build a channel in the WhatsApp specifically for podcasters, so you can connect with artists up and down the coast. You know what I'm saying? So if you ever need someone to interview or need content, you can just hop in the WhatsApp and say, hey, I have an open slot July 5th, who can come through, and you can find talent there, and then artists have a place to connect with podcasters as well. I hope that made sense. I felt like I was rambling, but if that makes sense, let me know, because that's what I want to do with the WhatsApp, so I'll send you the link. Shorty Doo-Wop is actually in the building. That's Hootie Who 95. We just played Section and Holy Water Drip. If you like that, give him a follow. Overdose Kid is in here as well. Thank you both for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. We're going to get into some brand new music from the homie 22 Rel off of his brand new album. What is this album called? I want to make sure I get this right. It's called The Forgotten Youth, and this song is called The Way I Do. It's a world premiere on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Let's go.
Yeah. My niggas be mobbing, moving, scheming. 20 bitches when I say so. Give me some money and I lay low. My niggas be mobbing, moving, scheming. 20 bitches when I say so. First class where you can't go. Yeah. No one want this money the way I do. Nobody. Yeah. Said no one want this money the way I do.
Overdose Kid said he gonna hit the Strawberry Festival. That sounds fun. I ain't been there in a minute. Them strawberry shortcakes though, too fire.
Everything paid for. I got it good, but I'm good at getting way more. And I'm looking like the reason they hate for. I don't know why niggas mad at me. I fuck them, he a casualty. We don't worry about them, they just fade away. Fade away.
Vuvu Lee in the chat was good, sir. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Stand down. Ain't shit for you to question. Put your hand down. Yeah, I'm higher than a treetop, moving when the beat. Now a couple bad bitches around me. And even if I let these hoes, they still gotta go. Cause you know big money don't sleep. My niggas be mobbing, moving, scheming.
Thank you for that share, Ventura Tide Pod.
Give me some money and I lay low. My niggas be mobbing, moving, scheming. 20 bitches when I say so. First class where you can't go. Yeah. No one want this money the way I do. Nobody.
That's brand new music from 22 Rel from his album The Forgotten Youth. That song is called The Way I Do. I really like that one actually, so I might have to add that to the station. If you like that, make sure you give him a follow. His Instagram is 22Rel. This is my homegirl Dom B. She's actually from Oakland, but I helped produce this song, and it got Jay Blaze. He's a Connect the Coast artist on it. It's called Woozy on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Mama Doo-Wop's in the chat. What's good? Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Feeling like I wanna misbehave. I don't like mosquitoes, they bite. I can't relate. Lick me like a popsicle. Yeah. Top model, tight shirt, feet hurt. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. I'm woozy, so woozy. I'm woozy, so woozy, woozy, woozy. Rolling out the window. I'm woozy, woozy. Ain't it money mode? Can you see me? Really though, I'm the realest. Fresh coat, run it back. Tequila. Oh me, oh my. I'm up in the cloud all day, all night, yeah. Tight shirt, like that, say what? Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it. I'm woozy, so woozy.
Alright, G805, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Thanks again for that tag, Ventura Tide Pod. I appreciate that.
What I came to do. Blaze, look, I be the J. Blaze. Yes, that's I. Yes, I'm fresh. Yes, I'm fly. Came from the city with the sunny blue skies. Yeah, I rep the MIA until I die. I got CP shoes, G-Star jeans. Feeling real fresh, looking real clean. Something like a Max, so I'm walking with a lean. Got a couple $1,000s in the pocket of my jeans. Yeah, I'm so woozy. Big crib with a pool and jacuzzi. We gon' get lit, call a few floozies. Put them in the bed, we gon' make a little movie. Ooh, wee. Yeah, I'm so bougie. If a chick see me, she gon' choose me. And I can't do one, I need 2 or 3. So you know, I know you wish you were me.
I'm woozy.
Santi951, the podcaster, thank you for joining. Please send share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Woozy, woozy. Rolling out the window. I'm woozy, woozy. I'm woozy, so woozy. I'm woozy, so woozy, woozy, woozy. I'm woozy, so woozy. I'm woozy, woozy.
Yes, sir. That's my homegirl Dom B featuring Jay Blaze. It's called Woozy. Melody of a Gypsy says the beat is fire. We appreciate that. She's not singing anymore. She's a choreographer, and so her name's Dominique. I wish I knew what her Instagram was off the top, but Jay Blaze's Instagram is Jay Blaze Official. Give him a follow. Let him know where you heard that first, and he can definitely direct you to her Instagram for sure. This is CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. We play 805 hip hop and R&B every Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. But this is a special Saturday broadcast because we have King Harris from Oxnard. He's going to be joining us in about 40 minutes for an interview. And I'm really excited about that. So stay tapped in. Until then, we're going to play some more music. How about that?
What up? This is Endless. You're listening to CTC Radio, and this one is Kickback featuring my boy J1. Let's go.
Light up the split rap, sit back, spit a rap, a freestyle with my dude, become unglued, subdued in chronic smoke, watch it float across the room, step outside in the twilight, an orange and purple sky high.
Alright, Shami, no worries. And I know you always catch the replay too, so if you can't catch this one, it's all good because you be in the YouTube channel and we appreciate that. Ventura Tide Pod says, hi, RAG, what's good?
Sunset is, we love that shit. Come together with the people, toes in the sand, drink in my hand, we puff that shit. The sticky, icky, Strictly hips to gypsy hippie kids tripping. No stress, so blessed. We smoke cess, we road tested. A feast still kicked up and live it up. Can't seem to get enough of the rush. Standing on the bluffs, electric haze. This is my home, where there's magic in the sun rays. No smog and no gangs, just some grown-ass men on the mic with pro slang. Even when I'm in sloth mode with a slow brain, I could go all day. And we don't need cocaine, Molly, or that whole shebang. We grow jars, good green herb, and love to meditate, to elevate over the featherweights and integrate the peace and kick back, to ponder the love, how to get back and feel good just because.
Kicking back with this pen and the pad, got the mad weed packed in the bowl, so kick back, y'all, while I take a bong snaps. Relax and let your brain lose track now. Concentrate and focus on the vibe that is all around. No appreciation for those who try to shut it down. Mind and control in the moment when I'm going to the point to make a choice. Then I walk that road, chilling while I'm living, man, you already know. Volume G, we be about to beat that. Makes you wanna kick back, smoke weed, chit chat, tap the feet and spit raps. Boom bap, doom traps in the world, so you better be a slick cat. In fact, lose track and you fall off the beaten path.
Shami says, I love when artists surprise me. Yeah, I mean, this is a unique sound. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know it's not for everybody, but again, like, I really like authenticity. So, and I like the video.
Yeah, fuck that. I come with original thought, non-stop like a boss, and kick ass. Don't get attached, y'all. Just kick back. Yeah. J1, endless. Kick back, y'all.
Yes, sir. That's Endless and J1 out of San Luis Obispo, California. It's called The Kickback on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. What was I about to say? I forget. Share the stream, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And share what you're doing tonight. That's what I wanted to know. Like, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to leave the house tonight. I didn't end up going out last night. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to go out tonight. But I need to know what's popping. So I know the homie said he was going to go to Strawberry Festival. That sounds like a good option. What else is popping? Let me know. Let's get into some more music. We got... FG Thriller out of Lompoc, California. This is called Roll It on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. 22 Rel is in the chat. What's good, sir? We just played some of your music.
Spend a check on that ass, watch her do a dance. I'ma flex on that ass, watch me get these bands. Roll it, hot, I need a fan. Roll it, watch me get these bands. Spend a check on that ass, watch her do a dance. I'ma flex on that ass, watch me get these bands. Roll it, hot, I need a fan. Roll it, watch me get these bands. No, it's all up to you. She my freaky dicky, I'ma hit it in the coupe, yeah. Watch me make a move, yeah. I just want the loot. She gon' slide through, watch a nigga do the do. Got some niggas wearing blue, most my niggas saying whoa. And if it ain't the move, then we ain't signed through. Yeah, I know some real essays, the roster they come through. I got some real sticks, that blocker it go boom. What it do, nigga? Spend a check on that ass, watch her do a dance. I'ma flex on that ass, watch me get these bands. Roll it, hot, I need a fan. Roll it, watch me get these bands. Spend a check on that ass, watch her do a dance. I'ma flex on that ass, watch me get these bands. Roll it, hot, I need a fan. Roll it, watch me get these bands.
22 Rel says, what's goody, y'all? I appreciate it. Shami Miller says, I'm with it. I like it. We're going to get into some more 22 Rel music as well. We're going to play one more joint off the album. Dubs Doing Music is in the building. What's good? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. But first, we're going to go to Santa Maria, California and link with my man Cam Jones. This is called No Strings on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
friendship by the whole crew. I'ma do my thing like I'm supposed to. Think that I'm a player, let me coach you. Freshest in the room, girl, that's old news. X with some Henny, that's a bold move. Swerving, women get the trippin' when I curve them. Ballin', feeling like Magic, Irvin. Real athlete, always catch me in a jersey. Said she fuck with me cause a nigga ain't thirsty. I might pull up on you in a 06 drop top, pimp shit. Curly headed nigga make your heart stop, cocky. Got my own style, so they jock me. I love bad women, that's my problem. Rocky, ASAP.
Shami says she found a special speakeasy that's an open mic in Vegas. Oh, we might have to step outside out there. You feel what I'm saying? We need to get a sponsor to send us a trip out there so we can document it and what's up. Dolphin Tumor, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Games I ain't really tryna play, baby, you might just be my new fling. Late night, low key, we do things. You call, tryna give me where you lay. I'm sorry, baby girl, I ain't really planning to stay. No strings, no strings, no strings. You with the games, I ain't really tryna play, baby, no strings. No strings, no strings. You with the games, I ain't really tryna play, baby, no strings. Solo esta noche.
Oye, mami, ¿cuál es tu nombre?
I'm in my bag cause I take my time with it. Got too many women tryna climb it, and I ain't really for the ones at all who acting iffy. I still got the same niggas that fall to rise with me. I'm a nuisance, yeah, keep the groove lit. Shorty break a neck cause I put up in a new fit. I be in the bag with them niggas go stupid. I could probably take you higher than a 4-story roof. Cause all I ever wanted was the ball. I'ma pull up on you every single time you call. Tell my little baby she could really get it all. They gon' wanna play this shit all spring, summer, fall. God, you
Angel Perez 18, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
you call, tryna give me where you lay. I'm sorry, baby girl, I ain't really planning to stay. No strings, no strings, no strings. You with the games, I ain't really tryna play, baby. No strings, no strings, no strings. You with the games, I ain't really tryna play, baby. No strings.
Yes, sir. That's Cam Jones out of Santa Maria, California. It's called No Strings on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. I'm going to do my best to tag the artist and drop the song title. That way you can follow them and, add the songs to your library. Like this one. This is Jay Riley out of San Luis Obispo, California. It's called Class Full on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Now we slow down, cause this life is too fast.
Trap God is in the chat. What's good, sir? What's happening? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Let's slow down. Here we go now. Ooh. Follow me all around the world. Follow me all around the world with your friend. Follow me all around the world. Follow me all around the world. Now here we go. Now you gon' think that we far, thinking that we so far, but we barely off the ground. Yeah, we moving late, moving late. The speed of sound. Here we go. Now we slow down, cause this life is too fast. It's too fast. Make me a clown.
Jenkins Markel, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
I don't regret the things that we do. The things that we do. Yeah. Things that we do. Things that we do. Things that we do. Yeah. Things that we do. All of the things that we do. All of the things that I do to prove right to you. All of the things that we do. All of the things that I prove. I do it for you. All of the things that we do.
Ricky the P is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
All of the things that we do. All of the things that I do. They just for you. I'm telling you that this ain't no fucking game.
Shami Miller says, is anyone going to Dated and Faded today? T. Shaheed is performing. I did see that flyer. I thought that was tomorrow. Check that out. Drop the information in the chat. So Shami, since you're a Plug Syndicate member, drop that info on the people.
Megaphone, it's bad news, bad news. Yeah, I'm hearing the sound. Here we go, hey. I hear it so profound. Here we go. You wanna go and slow it down. Oh, but I don't have to hear you out. See, I don't have to hear you out.
Big Jake and Big Ray the Don is in the building. Thank y'all for joining. That was Jay Riley, Class Full on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Playboy just joined as well. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. This is a special Saturday edition of CTC Radio. I usually only go on Monday through Friday at 8 p.m., but the homie King Harris is coming on today to interview, and I really wanted to do that, so I'm excited to talk to him. We'll be talking to him in about 30 minutes. If you're watching and you're not following us, please make sure that you smash that follow button. Make sure that you smash the bell as well. And my Shami Miller just dropped the information in the plug chat. So let me wait. Where did you drop that at? Did you drop that to me like personally? Yeah. Okay, you did. Got you. Can you drop that in the plug chat for me, Shami, so I can share it? I don't have access to my DMs on the computer. But I appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, in 30 minutes, King Harris will be coming on. If you want to be part of the Plug Syndicate, that's our WhatsApp chat group. It's going up, it's growing. I'm having a lot of fun in there. We drop opportunities for artists to take advantage of. Right now, we have an opportunity to do some music with Darkchild, who's a multi-platinum producer. He actually worked with Michael Jackson on one of his biggest albums. He did the Dr. Dolittle original soundtrack. That's the one that had Are You That Somebody with Aaliyah on there. So he's done a lot of really, really huge things. If you want an opportunity to work with him, then definitely hop in our WhatsApp. The link is in our Instagram story. So you can check that. You can tap in over there. And then if anybody wants to call in, the lines are open. You do need Skype. It's free to download and free to use. But you do need Skype to call in. Let me know. Just let me know in the chat, and I'll drop you the Skype link for you to call in, and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. Like I said last night, we talked about Ja Morant, and that whole conversation is on YouTube right now if you want to see it in case you missed it. We also talked about non-black MCs saying the N-word, and I'll be dropping those clips later today so people can chime in. Shami Miller says, I really want to work with Jay so bad. I love his rasp like mine. We can make that happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have Jay Riley in the WhatsApp chat in the next week or so we can put that together for sure. Like I said, we have another about 30 minutes until King Harris jumps on, so I want to play some more music. If anybody out there has a request, we play all requests. They're just $5. You can send Venmo or Cash App. Our Venmo is Connect the Coast 2021. Send that $5. Make sure you put the title of the song and the link in the memo, and we'll get that on for you. If you want to send via Cash App, you can. Our Cash App is $ Connect the Coast. And if you want to send via Apple Pay, you can do that as well. Let me know, and I will send you the phone number that you can Apple Pay. And then, of course, let me drop this flyer real quick. For those of you that are in, I believe, the Ventura, Oxnard area, this is going down today, and T. Shaheed will be performing. He is a Plug Syndicate member as well. This is on T. Shaheed's Instagram. It says he's back and he's better, baby. Come out, watch your boy perform at DNF Market along with some other local talent. Feels good to be back on the stage after almost a year, and I'm thankful for the opportunity to do what I love to do. Y'all already know how I be coming, so come out, sing with me, vibe with us, and have a great time. We going up today, y'all. So yeah, make sure you follow T. Shaheed. He will be performing live at Topa Brewing Company, which is at 4880 Colt Street in Ventura, California, from 3 to 9. Shami, what time is tea going on? Drop that in the chat, but I highly suggest if you're in the Ventura Oxnard area, check that out. And I did promise you guys some more T-Rel. I really did like that song. Let's play another one. This is called Wait on It, from T's album The Forgotten Youth. It's available now on all streaming platforms. So if you like this song, add Forgotten Youth to your libraries and your playlists. This is called Wait on It on CTC Radio.
Gone twice, son. Gone twice, son. Gone twice, son. Gone. Look, hey. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Baby, it's gon' have to wait. Why? The money outside. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Hey, baby, it's gon' have to wait. The money outside. You know the deal, like you reading through the contract. I could really son niggas. Where your mom at? Where your dad at? He could have that. I don't need that, so I leave that. Blowing smoke out the window, getting my return on potential. Big light when I write and my pen glow. Got these niggas outnumbered on these tempos. For real, it's her dick and she want it right now. She really about her money, but she let me put it down. Always let me hit it, going easy on the mound. She know I keep it coming every time I come around. That's real. I ain't never gotta ask how I feel. And you know I keep it wet, no spill. She an independent woman, no deal. Going big for the money, O'Neal. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Baby, it's gon' have to wait. Why? The money outside. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Baby, it's gon' have to wait. Outside. Yeah, the money outside, so it's nice out. And the price up. And I pray it never land like Mike House. It's a lifestyle. If you really happy for me, tell me right now, please.
Dubs Doing Music and Melody of a Gypsy both likes it. He says, yeah, this is sick. She says, yeah, this song is sick. I just dropped who it is in the chat, so give him a follow.
I know you see it. I know you waiting. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Baby, it's gon' have to wait. Why? The money outside. I know you waiting on it. I know you got a lot of niggas wishing they was waiting on it. Baby, it's gon' have to wait. The money outside. 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 The money.
Yes, sir. That's 22 Rel from his album The Forgotten Youth. That song is called Wait on It on CTC Radio. That was a world premiere, actually. If you like it, make sure you give him a follow. He was just in the chat earlier. If he's still in here, give him a follow. But more than anything, add that album to your playlist and your libraries, because that's what helps artists the most. So please do that. Melody of a Gypsy, thank you for that share. We really appreciate it. We're going to take it up to the San Luis Obispo area. This is Green Hill, a super group combined of Orchid. This is super group. It's Orchid Hill and Green Room Boys combined. This is called Milestone on CTC Radio.
CTC Radio. Let's go, baby.
Also, this is a funny ass opening line. I'm really the first verse on this motherfucker too.
Ate the booty from the back, call that a milestone. Got my style on, lime coupe on the ride home. I fly low to avoid all of my foes. I buy dro, then I smoke till my mind gone. Why lie, bro? I be dope when I rhyme poems. West Coast nigga trying to cope with the time zone. I'm on tour, but I'm missing her when I'm gone. Boy, I've been a soldier trying to kiss her through the iPhone. She was always meant to be my angel, and that's why I rub and kiss her when I bend her at an angle. If I could buy her love, I could get her on the payroll, but I don't wanna pay though. She could say no, but if she really wanna fuck with me, I'ma let her stay though. See it in her eyes that she wanna see my name blow up till I'm dripping on you niggas. Get a raincoat. Music been my lady since I was a baby. I listened to it daily, but I started talking back when she played it. My favorite when she made a hip hop. First time I felt it, I said, babe, don't let that shit stop. But she started letting dudes mumble at her, and that left me pissed off. Was she really fucking with him, or was it just a kiss, dog? So I said, yo, I gotta step in. I must be the answer, how I'm always getting tested. She like how I got bars, but never been arrested. Like, well, I seem digestible. Reading Reader's Digest, eating steamed vegetables, lifting kettlebells, getting swole. Plus I hit it very well. Less and less, she into the hype. Best of the best, she wanna be my wife. Rest on my chest for the rest of my life. Come on, music, we can make this. Fuck the fake shit, here's a ring, babe. Will you take this?
I don't want no ring. Senorita, I can meet you, kick her feet up, move the seat up, had her moan and call it Lisa. Stacking bread, no Peter. Looking hella cute, other people wish they could be us. Roll a Dutchie, getting comfy. That ain't my bitch, that's my puppy. Homies got my back like DJ, pulling up in the Humvee like these days. Out of nowhere, all these girls wanna fuck me. Word to Kentucky. Soul food in a bold move. Needle on the player, started spitting the cold groove. Body feeling warm, soft skin and it's so smooth. I'm not trying to tie the knot, but I'm bringing the rope, boo. I'll show you.
Oh, hell in the green room. I hope when we callin' it rings true. All in all, it's all love. I hope you pick up. I hope you see that I put meaning in every song. Like what you gon' do when you meet yourself, and you learn you only dream when you sleep in sound. We could be the company you keep around. No pressure, homie. Yeah, I'm just thinking aloud. Yeah, I'm just thinking aloud.
All right, let's run it back. You know I got the Louis, but I'd rather rock my two.
Carlos 26 Ramirez 1989 DJ Brother C just joined the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. Melody of a gypsy with the hand clap. She likes
only fucking if she can roll my doobie. Get high, relax, and I take her to the movie. Roll through to the crib, leave some hickeys on the boobies. Call me Cookie Monster cause I'm kissing on a coochie. I'm a rabid dog when I hate it from the back. Yeah, I thumb up in the booty. After I nut, I roll out like it's sushi. Breaking shawty's heart just so she can sue me. Grab the rubbers off the desk, call him Luffy. Double XL, Magnum punching his goofy.
Yes, sir. That's Green Hill. That's Orchid Hill and Green Room Boys coming together to make a super group. Orchid Hill is out of Orchid, California. Green Room is out of Cambria, California. That joint is called Milestone on CTC Radio. Jay Riley's in the chat. Issa Clarissa's in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. We going out to Guadalupe. This is the homie, the kid. It's called Not LA, Not the Bay. He is also in the chat. Share, give him a follow if you like this one.
Hold up, ho, get us mad. We'll be swinging in this bitch. Test my nuts. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm acting up. Hard headed, let them know. I've been low key, but let's go. I'm still in it. I'm still focused on the mission. Not worried about the competition. I don't got no time for that. Heard you still faking for the brand. Why you acting like the man? Till they run up in your spot, taking everything you got. I'm a ball hard till my legs don't work no more. You can see me shining like a star. I gotta take this far. I don't do it for the likes or the views. If you fuck with me, then cool. I don't need your attitude. I'm not here to follow rules. I'm a risk taker, always focused on the paper. It's me against the world. If I get it, we all get it. And that's just how it is when you working hard. And that's just how it is when you working hard. Bending corners when I hit the block. Got this shit on.
Merc Brand Original, Shea Jones. Thank y'all for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
We can't trust no cops. If it's on, then it's really on. We can get it cracking. This is not LA and not the Bay. You know this is the G. I make it look so clean and my sound is so unique. If you wanna take a ride, come and follow me. I'll take you to the middle of the coast. Ay, this is not LA and not the Bay. Come and take a ride and you can see where I stay, where I stay. This is not LA and not the Bay. Come and take a ride and you can see where I stay, where I stay. This is not LA and not the Bay. Come and take a ride and you can see where I stay, where I stay. This is not LA and not the Bay. Come and take a ride and you can see where I stay, where I stay.
That's the homie, the kid, Ninja Clan in the building. That joint's called Not LA, Not the Bay. He's from Guadalupe, California. If you like that, make sure you give him a follow. THEKIED. Big CTC radio supporter, and we support him too, so make sure you give him a follow. If he's still in the chat, let me know. Kid, we're gonna go out to Lompoc, California. A lot of good Lompoc music today. This is one of the only all Spanish songs that we got from somebody from the city. This is called Si Te Vas Tu on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Yeah, like, should I be worried about anything?
Babe, this is what I do. I will never jeopardize us.
I really hope so.
precio. Lo gastamos en lo nuestro. Y no sé si hay más. No sé si hay más. Sacrifiqué por esto, por un amor honesto. But the show must go on. But the show must go on. This ain't how I had pictured our life. Two drifts so distant. Good times keep us from falling apart. Fina como una rosa espina, clavando mis heridas. Duele tanto amar. Si te vas tú, I won't blame you. Si te vas tú, si te vas tú. Y la foto en la pared. Duele dejarte, pero es mejor así. Estoy aprendiendo a estar sin ti y tú sin mí. Is this right? I've been in my room drinking all damn night. Sé que el precio es caro y lo tengo que pagar para hacer mi sueño realidad. This ain't how I had pictured our life. Two drifts so distant. Good times keep us from falling apart. Fina como una rosa espina, clavando mis heridas. Duele tanto amar. Si te vas tú, I won't blame you. Si te vas tú, si te vas tú.
RJ Martinez 400, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Yes, sir, that's Steven Velasco out of Lompoc, California. It's called Si Te Vas Tú on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. In about 10 minutes, we're going to have the homie King Harris calling in from Oxnard, California. I'm really excited about this interview. But until then, let's get into this Chris the Thrillist. It's called Stuck in the Middle, brand new record. He's out of Carpinteria, California on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Yeah, look, gotta get real comfy on this shit again. It's been a minute. Look, my ex want me by any means like Malcolm. What you think this time will outrun that outcome? I'm an outcast, a big boy, getting out 3 stacks. I've been slacking and she still want me out these slacks. Guess she counting on me to count these stacks. By any means, back to Malcolm, but more like I'm in between, in the middle of a mental breakdown and a breakthrough. Ducking loved ones like my life is an escape room.
OG David James is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you can. He says Thrillano. Let's go.
Like this. And I hate admitting like I'm in this space, but it seemed like owning that space is like the only way to get out of it sometimes. So look, check. Outsourcing out a house, building acres. Whole lot of soul like a field full of Lakers. Hold on my soul till I came back with papers. Hoes will be hoes, so what making shit make us? God's really imperfect, but still thrilling. I'm purposely ill healing. It's worth it, this ill feeling is working a pill. Layers I'm certain was thrill killing. How do I make up but covering real feelings? That's why the bar better freestyle. That's
Shami Miller says, what's good, OG David James?
towels. Still out of truth I speak round, but I like honest conversations, not no motherfucking speech now. Feeling weak now, I've been sleep bound, I've been dreamless, I've been reached out, I ain't reached back. I've been aimless, anguish, kinda detached. I'm in need, yes, have I asked? No. I've been freeze tagged, 1,000 below, trying to heat it up, trying to chef feast, make the best eats, raising step niece, and my nephews make it to the Still stuck while I'm waiting till the stress move. Still stuck knowing that I should be pressed to. Still stuck. My ex want me by any means like Malcolm. What you think this time will outrun that outcome? I'm an outcast, a big boy getting out 3 stacks.
Ben flexing in the chat. What's good, sir? Thank you for joining. Shami says Chris's tone is butter. OG David James says Mama T, what's good?
In between, in the middle of a mental breakdown and a breakthrough, ducking loved ones like my life is an escape room.
That's Chris the Thrillers out of Carpinteria, California, 7 Records affiliate. That's called Stuck in the Middle. He produced that one himself. If you like it, make sure you give him a follow. I dropped his Instagram in the chat. I have to remember to keep tagging these songs, but I feel like this is going to make the process of playing them a lot easier. So we're going to go to Orchid, California. This is the homies, Orchid Hill. This is called Maybelline on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast. Shorty Doo-Wop says the Thrillers. Let's go.
Scary things you wanna do cause you're honest.
What a lovely day, ayy, I just got a break, ayy, working every day and I'm getting off all late, ayy, take you on a date, ayy, share a little plate, ayy, don't forget to pray, can you say a little grace, ayy, I'm the one that you call on the phone when you wanna fall deep in love in the millisecond round songs, when I'm home and I kinda wanna party on till the dawn and I wanna sleep in. Am I gonna miss this when I get my wishes? Get a little business, forgetting a visit. Guess I'm too ambitious, gonna quit on Christmas.
Melody of a Gypsy, like that. Chris the Thriller, she says the lyrics are flame top so far. I like it.
Rise like the ocean, baby, no more lies, no commotion. I just wanna vibe while you open. Make believe and bravery's calling me. Caught between which one to be. Am I even sorry? Maybelline, your imperfections are everything. I'll always vouch for the scary things you wanna do cause you're honest.
Some it was a fall, it's a lie, but I faced it again and I'll say it's my choice for today. It's my choice for today. On my pillow with that cutie little look on your face. You my choice for today. You my choice for today. Let's play. Watch a movie when I'm gone. Did you miss me? I've been thinking about you in the sunset. Want your kisses. Telling all my friends every moment you my missus. Cloudy day turn sunny like.
Oh shit, Bobby No Style is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind, and welcome.
Caught between which one to be. Am I even sorry? Maybelline, your imperfections are everything. I'll always vouch for the scary things you wanna do cause you're honest.
Yes, sir. That's Orchid Hill out of Orchid, California. It's called Maybelline, featuring Sex, Gold, Vuvu Lee, and Frost Dynasty. This is the homie Ben flexing. It's called Nightmare on 37th Street. He's in the chat, featuring Jay Hot on CTC Radio. Let's go.
Hey, fuck my lawyer, yeah, you know I had to beat the case. Hey, smoking gas, getting late. Hey, yeah, we do this every day. Hey, San Fran, Oakland, shout out to the Bay. Hey, fucking bitches getting paid. Hey, I'm smoking since the 3rd grade. Yeah, mama told me it was okay. Yeah, I got this bitch sniffing yay. Hey, nigga, get up out my way. Hey, you almost stepped up on my J's. Hey, yeah, ballin' hard, yeah, I'm ballin' till I'm in a rave. Hey, pussy boy, you ain't safe. Hey, I saw you talking to the Jakes.
It's 100 in the trap and you some funny, get a bag. I count money in my lap. Yeah, you can't, so you cap. I got bitches throwing back. Hit a slime, hit a slap. Tell them come through, bring a gat. Kick down doors, stealing jacks. You got 40s and some pines. Go away, that's me. I got bitches on their knees and they got ass. Double D's, split the blunt and fill with trees. I smoke get with your hoes unless they thick and giving dough. Don't work her mouth, just the pole.
OG David James says, Orchid, dope. Invest in a big budget video and y'all going up. Melodies of a Gypsy says, the words are blurry. What is the Venmo? Just want to donate before I have to go. Thank you for stopping by. I just dropped the Venmo in the chat, and we definitely appreciate that donation. I hope you can stop by. Again, the Slow Roll is in the building. Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. We got not OG David James. We have King Harris from Oxnard, California, calling in very, very, very shortly. So stay tuned for that. But until then, we just gonna play some more tunes.
Had to keep up with the pace. Hey, fuck my lawyer, yeah, you know I had to beat the case. Hey, smoking gas, getting late. Hey, yeah, we do this every day. Hey, San Fran, Oakland, shout out to the Bay. Hey, fucking bitches getting paid. Hey, I'm smoking since the 3rd grade. Yeah, mama told me it was okay. Yeah, I got this bitch.
Casket Styles, thank you for joining the stream. Please share it if you wouldn't mind.
Hey, yeah, ballin' hard, yeah, I'm ballin' till I'm in a rave. Hey, pussy boy, you ain't safe. Hey, I saw you talking to the Jakes, yeah.
If I slip, dude, fuck.
That's the homie Ben flexing out of Paso Robles, California. It's called Nightmare on 37th Street. If you like it, give him a follow. I believe he's in the chat. X Connor says, shout out to the Bay. Hey, smoking since 3rd grade. Hey, yes, sir. We're going to take it out to Oxnard, California. This is the homie Mark 40. It's called Oxnard Made on CTC Radio.
The money tree, nigga. Yeah. The God's back. On the other side of the globe and shit. Yeah. Let me get it, man. Look. I control my destiny, fuck your tarot deck, the barrel tech. Lay a couple arrows, get your barrel wrecked. Ox City rockin' childhood, plus a thoroughbred, thorough sex. Menage a trois, I'm ready for the world next. Residing in the west, apparel fresh. A feral dog off the leash, so this beat was my therapy session. Luxurious cloth, the sparrow wet. Dying swinging like a flex, big illustrious off the feral net. I twist the doobie, split for loose leaf. Hoes around me looking Afro-Latina. A Christiana Gucci, bad and bougie, please excuse me. 2013 acquired a camera, so life has been a movie. Wasn't always fancy, in and out of jail. Had a couple close calls, but I ain't talking about that cell. Had a couple sleepless nights, contemplating in that cell. Self-doubt, closest thing to hell, but in the end I prevailed. It was fun, blazing through the past. Sun rays beaming down, familiar warmth through the glass. 40 blunts to the face, whole tray full of ash. I got a couple haters mad cause Young 40 got a bag. Look, but back on Clover Ave before the pros and rollers passed. Them niggas called me Dolo Bad. Took a loss, they got the stash. Got it front and back, gotta help me polo that. Now we riding solo on the money tree coast.
Mama T says T Shaheed is going live when he performs, so make sure you following T so you know when he goes live, so you can check out that show if you're not in the Ventura area.
Yeah, 40.
Yes, sir. That's the homie Mark 40 out of Oxnard, California. That's called Oxnard Made. Make sure you give him a follow. MARK, the number 4 or ORD. He just dropped some pictures with Madlib, which is crazy. Super crazy. We're going to keep it in Ventura, California. This is Super Duper Kyle. It's called Fruit Snacks and Cups of Patron on CTC Radio. Mr. Glass Bitch is in the building. What's good, sir? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind.
Yo shit, you and your shit, you and your girl, come fuck with me and my clique. No one can fuck with my steez. Have your bitch all on my dick, chill with my dudes. All of my niggas ain't cute, but all of my niggas is rich. Really? Yeah. Me and my team is the realest, and we never learn to work quit. Yo, fruit snacks and cups of Patron. Don't really smoke, bitches be sniffing that snow. Girlies in reindeer gear, dancing for silver and gold. Yo, fruit snacks and cups of Patron. Don't really smoke, bitches be sniffing that snow. Girlies in reindeer gear, dancing for silver and gold. Aight, niggas is not in my sight. No, not in my fucking zone, right? Sorry for coming off rude. I just want niggas to know, you know? Cool. Niggas be hitting my phone, telling me they bout to blow. Psych, yikes, y'all like them project lights. None of y'all niggas is on. What? Whoa, fruit snacks and cups of Patron. Don't really smoke, bitches be sniffing that snow. Girlies in reindeer gear, dancing for silver and gold. Yo, fruit snacks and cups of Patron. Don't really smoke, bitches be sniffing that snow. Girlies in reindeer gear, dancing for silver and gold. Silver and gold.
Someday we'll all be encased in silver and gold. Yeah. Someday we'll all be encased in gold.
Fruit snacks and cups of Patron. Don't really smoke, bitches be sniffing that snow. Girlies in reindeer gear, dancing.
Jordan Medeiros is in the building. What's good, sir? Thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. It's good to see you. We got one more song and then we're gonna bring in a homie King Harris.
And go. Silver and gold.
Let's see. I gotta get a good version of that one because that song go crazy. But I like this song anyways. This is the Real Trap God. It's called Fetty on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the code.
Woke up and I'm feeling like the one. Diamond shining like I caught the sun. Chasing chicken like I'm on the run. Bring me 2050s and a hun.
My phone start ringing me, my trap is ready. Trap is ready. Trap's ready. Dashing through the traffic like Mar Andretti. It's ready. I came to put the sauce in the spaghetti. I'm tripping. Look at your nigga. Is he on Fetty? Ride around with a senorita.
Strap in her purse like Medea.
I got the Shanae, she got the Laquita.
Rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace, Vita.
Ran up on a bitch like a cheetah. So fast. Is you hot and ready, Little Caesar? She looking for a nigga just to please her. Take her down the figure, then I leave her. She's down there following instructions. High heels on, she'll show you how to function.
Mind Off is in the chat. He says, sheesh. Jordan Madero says, this man slides. This is the Real Trap God. It's called Fetty on CTC Radio.
Chasing chicken like I'm on a run. Bring me 2050s and a hun.
My phone start ringing me, my trap is ready. Trap's ready. Dashing through the traffic like Mar Andretti. It's ready. I came to put the sauce in the spaghetti. I'm tripping. Look at your nigga. Is he on Fetty?
Yes, sir. That's the Real Trap God. It's called Fetty on CTC Radio. Coming up right now. Hold on, let me bring this young man in. He's tapping in on the road. I'm a big fan, yo. I tell this story very often. When I was in LA pursuing rap things, I would be on them blogs every single day, and I'll go to Free on Smash a lot. And I was looking at Free on Smash, and there was just a big blurb about the King of Oxnard, and I was like, yo, what? Like 805 is like really doing shit like that? And that's what made me pay attention to the 805 again. Like, I can't even cap because of Birds of a Feather on Smash. that's what made me look back at the coast and be like, yo, what the fuck is going on out there? Like, let me tap in and find out. And I really love that song so much. I tell you all the time, man. I really appreciate you tapping in. We got King Harris in the building, man. Thank you so much for joining.
What's up, y'all? Yeah. You know, pardon me. I was trying to get there. You know, duty calls. I guess I was trying to get to the spot where, you know, would be good, and I'll be sitting down, able to look face to face. But you know, we gonna make it happen either way it goes. Like,
That
you know, ride or die.
That part, yeah.
But nah, you never told me that story. I never heard it. Maybe I clicked off a few times when you told it, but I never heard that story. But that's dope for real.
Yeah, nah, man. Like, I really, cause I respect flow. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if I'm listening to an MC, like, the flow is everything for me. Like, the way your cadences are and the way you just floating on that shit. I was like, oh my god, this nigga is crazy.
I got a secret to that type of stuff. Like, so, I normally don't do it, but you know, I don't really care. I like dropping jewels, but when it comes to those type of records, like, I didn't write that record on that. Well, I wrote the second half of the first verse and the second verse on that beat. But I started off that record. I was sitting on that record for like a month.
What?
And yeah, I was sitting on it, but it was on this sample from a producer named The Mechanics. Well, his name is Foreign Tech. But they go by the Montana. He sent me a beat off a James Brown sample, the Man's World. So it was just like dun 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 dun, and I just, you know, that's how I came in. Like, you know, I can break it in like a new game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I came in like that on that beat, and the beat was a lot more turned down than what, you know, the actual Birds of a Feather wanted a beat being. So, anyways, one of my beat brokers, he sent me that beat, which is from a producer named Joey Castellani. And I was sitting, like I said, I was sitting on that beat. So I was like, well, let me try it on something else. And I threw that beat in. Shout out to my man Ted. He played the beat on the loudspeakers. And at that time, I was off weed heavy. One of my family members gave me, like, you know, something to calm me down. And I literally, like, was just like out, and all of that just spilled out. And then all of a sudden it was just, you know, it was choppy like that. But normally when I want to do something like that, I'll write it on a slower beat, and then I'll find a beat that's a little more picked up. And when that beat is picked up, it just sounds like crazy. But
that's wild. Yo, so you do like the half, so you'll do it like halftime, so you can really get your syllables in and stuff, and then find a beat that.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, but sometimes it happens on accident. Don't get me wrong, but times where it's like, all right, let me start this off, and then it's like, no, I really want to work on this one, but I'm gonna write it on something a little more slower, and then I'll go record it on a totally different beat, and it'll sound even crazier. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much how that record came of age. But yeah, man, it was an interesting session, and we knew we had goals when we did it. You know what I mean? We knew it. So
that's wild. That's really dope.
And a lot of other, you're not the only one that like that record. You know what I mean? It's like they either like Birds of a Feather, or they like the record on there called I Like It, featuring Chris Plenty. But like, yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
That's dope. Well, I definitely want to take it back to the beginning a little bit for those that may not be familiar with your history. So, so we know you're from Oxnard, but like, can you take us back to when you first started kind of bubbling on the scene and like the trajectory of your career?
Well, for those who really know me, you know, I'm from Oxnard, but I grew up in Los Angeles.
Okay.
I grew up in a, you know, pretty much Compton and Long Beach area. Compton and Long Beach are like cousins. It's like, that's not Oxnard to Ventura or Oxnard to Camarillo. That's Compton and Long Beach is. So I moved out to Oxnard briefly when I was 15. My dad, you know, he's a singer, and he was singing in a gospel group back in the 80s. So I was in the studio at 3 and 4 years old, just like falling in love with music. So of course I'm gonna catch the music bug. My dad broke up with the group. We went and did his solo thing, and he had this dude. I'll never forget his name. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and he had this guy named Lewis come over, and they were writing, just writing in a notebook. And I didn't know what he was doing, but all of a sudden, I was doing my homework, and I, dude just started rapping, and I looked up and I seen he was reading from that paper, and I was so thrilled, like, wait a minute, because I had never seen nobody rap in person. So that was my first time. Rap was fairly new back in like
Right.
88, 89.
Yeah.
So, I was like thrown. I was like, whoa, I can't believe this is happening. This is a treat. You know what I mean? So anyways, he went and recorded the verse with my dad. My dad played the song about 10 times in a row. I snuck the tape away from my dad and I kept playing it. I took the verse, like I, memorized dude's verse. And I went to elementary school knowing that nobody ever heard these verses, and I'm rapping the verses. You know what I mean? Like making them my own. But fast forward, my dad, he was a big influence. He put me on stage in front of 1,500 people when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
Was on stage in front of church, like every time there was a big event at church, me and a lot of my cousins were rapping and things like that. So by the time I moved to Oxnard briefly when I was from 15 to 16 years old, and I at that time I was still learning, but my mom had bought me a karaoke machine because she knew that I really wanted to pursue it. I ran into Sean Biggs. I don't know if you're familiar with Sean Biggs.
Definitely.
We are Oxnard legend.
Yeah.
We are Oxnard legend. So like, Sean Biggs, we went to the same high school together. And, somebody linked us up. I forget, it was one of his homeboys, but they said, you want to battle Sean Biggs? And I'm like, yeah, I'll battle Sean Biggs. You know what I'm saying? So me and Sean battling at lunchtime, just bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? Just going back and forth. Come to find out, Sean lives right around the corner from me. So me and him got real close around that time. Long story short, I ran into DJ Divine from Q1047 back in the day. I ran into him at the POW dance. They used to have these POW dances. And at that time, DJ Clue was killing it. And I didn't understand the whole DJ thing. I'm like, okay, so is he making beats or what? So I seen this DJ. I'm like, I just asked him, do you make beats? He said, yeah. You rapping? I'm like, yeah. He slide me his number, tell me to call him and call him when I'm free or whatever. So I call him the next morning and I leave a message on his voicemail. He calls me back. My mom answers the phone. Like, she's like, yeah, some DJ Divine or whatever. I'm like, Mama, give me the phone. You know what I mean? Rushing, get on the phone with DJ Divine. Sean Biggs took me to his session. Sean was like one of the niggas, the only niggas at school that had, one of the black niggas, one of the only black niggas that had at the school that had a car. So,
Okay.
He came pick me up. He took me over to the session. And, I started working with DJ Divine a lot at that time. Now, mind you, I said from 15 to 16, so there was a time I actually moved away. Sean Biggs used to take me around Ono. I don't know if you're familiar with Ono, but Ono is a Oxnard legend.
Like
super
the producer, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, producer Ono. So he used to take me around Ono and, these guys. And they all, grew to, like me. I was a young nigga, had bars and stuff like that. So I wound up moving away to Victorville for a second. Up in Victorville, it was a crew of rappers that I was messing with. Man, they was called IS. Shout out my boy Lex. Lex 360, God rest his soul. They were like, really about bars, like penmanship, all of that stuff.
Okay.
I was more of the Puff Daddy and Mace type. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
So I'll spit some bars for you, but it was, I was slick with it. You know what I mean? So they challenged me lyrically. You know what I mean? And I got my bars up. When I came back, and we started working on a project called Straight Out the Ox. A lot of people still remember that project because I still get inboxes with pictures of that project. I'll send you a picture of it as well.
No.
But me and Sean, we just he was like a big bro, so he was just giving me all the game as far as whatever he was learning, because Sean was messing with some big dogs. So he'd go down to LA and mess with whoever he was messing with, whether it was the Alcoholics, Mad Lib, whoever it was that he was messing with, and he'd come back to Oxnard and he'd give me the game. I was in the streets, like, like
Right.
not super heavy at the time, but I was low key in the streets. But he come, hey, let's go to the studio. We worked out a situation with DJ Devon where we was in the studio every day, so I was able to get, my reps up and things like that. Now, mind you, meanwhile, there's people that are actually watching Sean. You know what I mean?
Right.
So by default, I became Sean's hype man. But at the same time, Sean is taking me to all of his studio sessions. He's giving me all the game. Like, hey, when you say your words like this, say this. When you do your metaphors like this, try to make it a action word instead of a noun. You know what I mean?
Wow,
Try to
okay.
verb it. Like, he was giving me some scientific points and things like that, telling me what rappers to listen to. Tell him, write a verse a day, and
Who is he telling you to listen to?
he was telling me to listen to people like Jay-Z,
Okay.
the Locks, Beanie Siegel, like Joe Buttons, like it was a bunch of different people.
Dope.
And I owe that. Like I'll tell anybody on this planet, like I owe that. Like Biggs got me right, like super crazy. And after a while, he went off. He got his deal. I got in trouble for a robbery. I went to jail for it.
What year was
And
that, if
while
you don't
I'm in
mind me
jail,
asking?
this is 2000. This is about 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to jail for a robbery, and he had just got his deal right before I got arrested with Universal or whatever. So, the song with, on Fight Night, with Akon,
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. So, I'm just, I'm matching with the homie, like, man, we got to do this. You know what I mean? And I got picked up like that. So while I'm locked up, he's doing his album. He's finishing his project up. When I come home, he got the studio set up at his house. He's like, man, you can go sleep in this room or whatever. I'm fresh out. Like, I ain't got nothing going for myself or nothing. He's like, yeah, you can sleep in this room. And, he had the pool house with the studio. So I'm just in there crafting. So me and him, we didn't have a fallout, but we took a break from each other for about, I'd say a year, maybe a little more, a little less than that. I wound up going to jail again. But in between that time when me and him took our break before I went to jail, I just wanted to, try my hand at getting out of his shadow and trying to figure out how to do it myself.
Okay.
As soon as I did it, I started to get a little feel. And I was getting this, this mixtape called Black Friday ready. And I wind up getting arrested again for selling dope. When I come out this time, I hit the studio. I just go straight to the studio because I'm up in there and I'm spitting for guys in there and they like, bro, I don't know what you're doing in here. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, it just turned into, some fuel. So I got out and, I just went hard pressed in getting these records that I actually had that I did before I left. I got those records finished, got them mixed, put them on a CD, and I dropped this Black Friday mixtape in the hood, went crazy.
Okay.
Everybody in Oxnard in the streets, I'd say the streets. I wouldn't say necessarily that the radio jumped behind me or anything, but the streets was mine at that time, And it just went there, bro. Like wherever it was. And the intro for that, I got a call from my cousin J-Rock. He had heard the intro. And J-Rock called me and was like, hey, man, you want to go on the road? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, I just signed with Tech Nine. Let's do this tour or whatever. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm on parole at the time. I asked my parole officer, I tell him I break down Kendrick Lamar and Schoolboy Q and these guys, I'm doing all of this. And my parole officer, man, he was a gangster. He was like, man, all right, look, I'm going to tell you this. You can go, but I didn't know you was there if you get caught. You know what I mean? So tell your girl, my baby mama, shout out to Tasha, man, she held it down and was sending my my little slips in, making like I was actually, home. But I was out there on the road, man, on the touring with Tech Nine, J-Rock, a bunch of other people. But that's pretty much where it started. And, I got a gang of confidence, to do my own thing. And I climbed up from out of Sean's shadow. And I climbed out from the shadow. He got behind me and helped push me. You know what I mean?
That's dope as fuck.
But yeah,
So did you end up getting a
yeah, it was
situation
a
out of
lot.
that?
Yeah, it's funny you ask, 'cause nobody really asked me those kind of situations, right? So, not necessarily the TDE situation, but okay, so between the times of me going down for the selling dope, I was driving to and from Sean's house a lot, around that time, and right before then, I had a manager. Me and Sean, we had the same manager.
Okay.
I got Sean his deal with Universal with Steve Rifkin. Shout out
Right.
Steve Rifkin. The same manager, ran my demo past Suge Knight of all people. He called me one morning. This is like, I think it was late 2000. Yeah, it was late 2005 because it was like November, and my daughter was my ex girlfriend was pregnant with my oldest daughter Jordan, and he said, yeah, he called early in the morning, like before I went to work. I used to have to be to work at 7 a.m. and he called me and was like, yeah, Suge Knight want to holler at you. And I'm like, what? And he was like, yeah, Suge Knight want to holler at you. I'm
Crazy.
like, okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the row. Like, this ain't Death Row.
Right.
When he trying to get the row thing popping. And I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool. So I call in to work thinking, like, man, I got to go do this. So all day I'm waiting. It come to a point where I could have went to work and got the money because it's 7 o'clock at night.
Right.
He would have still ain't picked me up, but he came through. He came through and made his path, and we went down to the Four Seasons in Beverly Hills. And about 2 hours later, Suge Knight shows up, blazing a big fat cigar. He sat down, told us to come outside. They had this place at the Four Seasons where you could sit outside.
Yep.
And
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Chick, yeah, he had this bad little shorty with him too. Like, she was bad. But anyways, like, the first thing he said to me after we shook hands and I sat down, he looked over, he hit a cigar and he was like, spit something. And I just went off like a 5-minute verse, just going off. Just the verse is the go-to verse because this was one of Sean's favorite verses. So I knew that it was a killer. Like, if this nigga Sean or any of these dudes, DJ Divine or anybody, if they like that, this is what I'm rolling with all the time. So it was like a 5-minute verse.
Got you.
And he let me rap the whole verse. And then he looked over at Shorty. He was like, what you think? She said, I think you should sign him. So he reached over to my manager. He handed him something. And then he told him, hey, he said, man, get him right. We gonna he was like, I know Christmas coming up, and dude told me you got babies and stuff, so I'm gonna cut you a check real fast, and we're gonna get this paperwork started at the top of the year. Wow. And that was all she wrote. I actually was waiting on that paper. I'm still waiting on that paper today. But the next time I heard hey, no, but for real, the next time I heard from Suge, he had an artist named Mike Swift that he was moving. It was a Filipino artist.
I know Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. So he wanted me to come in and help the artist write. So Suge called me over there. I used to go down to the studio. I think it was Universal. I forget, Paramount Studios. We used to go down to the studio, help him write. I'm getting all of this stuff. P.D. Pablo in the building. All of these dudes. They come and stopping by. Danny Boy, I wrote a hook for Danny Boy.
Okay.
And threw it out there. So all of this stuff is going on at the time. So I'm like, all right, I'm waiting on this money. Like, where's this money at? You know what I mean? I'm at Nickelbee's one day. I had a Nextel. Nextel don't work. Anybody know that they had a Nextel and went to Nickelbee's? Nextel don't work at Nickelbee's. I come out of Nickelbee's. I got 1,000 phone calls from Suge Knight and my manager. What was you doing? We trying to wrap up P.D. Pablo's album, and he got a song with Tupac. He wanted to throw you on it. What's wrong?
Whoa.
Like, what are you doing?
Whoa.
Oh man, I'm at the club.
Whoa.
Nah, but I just threw that in there. So, anyways, my manager hits me about a week later, and he tells me Brian McKnight want to work with me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So he took me to Brian. Not cool. I'm pumped. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
It's Brian McKnight. You know what I mean? And so we drive down to Brian McKnight's studio. Brian up in there, we laid a track down, It's on his album called 10. Anybody checking it out? He got an album called
Yeah, I
10,
know that
and
album.
the song is
Okay.
called it's called Can't Leave You Alone. So that's the first. Brian McKnight, the first dude that gave me a shot. You know what I mean? And he
Crazy.
cashed me out on the verse. He cashed me out, gave me $5,000 for that verse.
Crazy.
So like you know, I didn't know. Little do I know, Suge was one of the people that hooked that up. You know, and him and Brian McKnight had planned on doing some type of joint venture that I didn't know about.
Got you.
So I go down to my boy Sean's house again. Suge taking long with the money. At the time, Sean, you know, he doing his thing. You know what I mean? He up. Sean said, bro, like, you know, we team, bro. Like, I got my deal with Universal. You already know I can take you to Steve Rifkin or whoever.
Right.
Why don't you sign with me? You know what I mean?
Right.
Sean cut a check. Sean cut a check and put a contract in front of me. $10,000 up front, $20,000 on the back end when we get done with the album. And he gave me a bunch of loopholes because that's one of the things I respect about Sean. He gave me all them loopholes in that paperwork. Like, man, if I don't get you this distribution and blah, 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 you know, you can get out of the contract.
Right.
But I just want to get you right. Man, that nigga shot me 10 bands. Like that. I'm an idiot because I went and bought crack with it. But, you know.
I say you an investor. You an investor. It just didn't work out. The investment didn't work out.
And I tried, man. That, you know, I went and did that, you know, and I was just signed to Sean for the time being. My manager had called me, asked me, you know, hey, Brian and them they want to meet up with you now. And, you know, I told him, well, I already signed with Sean. I've been waiting on y'all, bro. I told you, like, my baby's on the way, all of this stuff. Like, and he's like, you know, what? Okay. He hangs up. You know, Sean and my homegirl, Chrissy, they my witness. This dude called me. I put him on speakerphone. He's like, hold on. And he's like, hello? I'm like, what's up? He starts talking, and I realize it's Suge Knight on the phone.
Okay.
Suge, you know, he's on some stuff like, you know, like the stories that you hear about, you know, trying to muscle you over, like, you know, like, hey, you know, you owe buddy some money. You know, if dude gave you money up front, you know, you owe this money. I'm like, man, like, you know, I put it like this, man. I kept it a buck with Suge. I told him, hey, Suge, you know what, bro, I respect you. I heard the stories in the streets. As a matter of fact, I lived in North Long Beach, so your name ring bells. I know what you about, bro. But with all due respect, man, I don't feel like I owe your boy shit. You know what I mean? Sean been, you know, he been that guy since I was 15 years old. I don't understand. Like, I'm pushing 30 years old now. I don't understand why you feel like, oh, you know, I owe him something. So, you know, it went off like that. Suge hung the phone up. I didn't see Suge until about 2015 after that. But
okay,
that's pretty much where it landed. That was that situation. I got the situation with Sean. One of the things that was good with me and Sean is, like, we were good at finding situations. So it was a gang of situations that we always winded up in. But, you know, ultimately I winded up feeling like the best situation for me to be in had to do with me starting my own thing. And that's how I started the Heritage Club and, you know, started moving with that. And even Sean jumped on board with that. He took a back seat for a second, like, I'm rolling with my man, you know? But that's what it
dope.
was.
So
Yeah.
is the Heritage Club moving now? That's your current project that you're working on? Yeah.
The Heritage Club, well, the Heritage Club is the label. I took, you know, I put a pause on the Heritage Club to fulfill my obligation to Planet Zero Records. But, you know, part of my, you know, my legal situation, you know, that Planet Zero Records was directly attached to that. So when I came home from the feds, you know, I just jumped right back on the Heritage Club.
Let me ask you.
Had to do with it.
Let me ask you this, because you are one of the rare people I talk to that's like myself, in the sense that, like, you existed in the industry before the World Star era, and now, you know, I know your cousin is in the industry, like 1100 G-Way, or your nephew, I'm sorry, 1100 G-Way. And, you know, so you see both sides of the industry. You see the new industry, you see the old industry. What are some things that you miss about the old industry, and what are some things you appreciate about the new industry?
The thing I miss about the old industry is you getting signed from your talent. you getting a chance because you had the ability to craft these verses and do things like the way they supposed to be done. And it's not sending a shot at nobody, but I see a lot of people that are getting a lot of good buzz from being an influencer, or they was on a show or whatever, and all of a sudden, oh, I just want to rap. So the fact
Right.
that they do that, they want to rap, they can go off and find a situation. Me and my sister had this conversation all the time where I would say, I wish I was born in 72 instead of 82, because if I was born in 72, that means when I was 20 and I was dope as hell, I would have got me a deal. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts.
But by the time, it started to turn over, they wanted you to have, your buzz already. And coming from a place like Oxnard at that time, Oxnard is not that hard of a place to crack nowadays. But coming at that time, coming from Oxnard, wasn't nobody checking on nothing like that, bro. They
Period.
was checking on it on certain labels. You have people like Peanut Butter Wolf. He'll take a chance on somebody from Oxnard, and even shout out to Red Zone, JC, and all of them. They figured out ways around it, but it was hard to come by. It was very difficult, but that's what I appreciate about the past. What I appreciate about the new era is you could do whatever you want. You could just put it out. You could just record it, put it out. Back then, you had to get all kind of things going on and get things pressed and all of that. Shout to
Right.
Mark Ford, because I see Mark Ford putting out albums like every other week. It seemed like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that kind of stuff you just couldn't do back then. So
True.
that's what I appreciate about today, about the era of today. As far as the music goes, about the era of today, everybody's experimental. People are actually utilizing their other talents. You see more people that are singing a lot and things like that, and I like that because I'm a singer too. Like, I like to sing too, and I've been doing it since back then. But
Yeah.
seeing these guys just come out of their shell, you ain't too gangster to actually sing a note. You know what I mean? And I respect that about a lot of them.
That's dope. That's dope. So, I definitely want to double back on something you said about how you came out of the church, man. And all the dopest artists I ever
Yeah.
talked to come out of the church. What do you think
Yeah.
it is? Do you think it's maybe like that we just hear music because of praise and worship all the time, or like what is it that you think? What is it about the church that makes dope artists?
It's a combination of all of that, but at the same time, you have a lot of encouragement. I don't know if you remember, if you've been in the church like that, but it was like, if you messed up a little bit, it was take your time.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't no boo.
True,
You know what I
true.
mean? It wasn't no boo. So you was able to experiment a lot in church. You was able to take some of your favorite beats that you hearing on the radio, play them on the church speakers, and rap something gospel, on the same thing, and you had all the teenagers dancing.
Yeah.
The OGs from the block and stuff, they bobbing their head, and all the preachers and the congregation actually wanted was a popping church. So it gave you that energy. The fact that they would do things like I had to sing lead in the choir one day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
I was like the little kid drummer. They get the Holy Ghost, and I'm boom, 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 boom. Like I was that guy
Okay.
for a second. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
all of that. So you start to get musically inclined. You understand music a little more quicker, based off the fact that even though they take your time, that's on Sunday. But on Thursday, when you at choir rehearsal, it's not that. Hey, I need you to pick it up. Hey, I need
Right.
you. You know what I mean? They holding you accountable, not in front of everybody though. So you was able to do your thing.
I like
So
that
that's pretty much
perspective.
what I feel.
I like that perspective. I never really heard that, but I think that's very, very true. Like you were
Yeah.
in a very creatively free environment, as long as you're not cussing and
Yeah,
shit like
comfy.
that.
Exactly. Yeah, you was comfy. You know what I mean? So
That's what's
that's
up.
pretty much what I think. That's my theory of it.
So what I like to do on the coast, I mean on CTC radio especially, is like talk to artists and kind of figure out collectively what we need to do as a community to get artists from our area popping. And I don't know if you know that, like, I'm sure you're a truck driver, but like a lot of artists didn't know that 805 goes way beyond Ventura and Oxnard up to San
Yeah,
Luis Obispo up to
yeah,
Paso Robles. So a lot of the
yeah.
artists in the chat are in here. Jordan Madero says you have the most legendary PO ever. Shami
Yo,
Miller, because your PO said you could go on tour, so he said you had the
oh
most
yeah,
legendary
yeah,
PO.
he was dope. Like that, like yeah, he was super dope. And I run into him every once in a while. He actually, when I was locked down this time, reached out to my sister and asked how I was doing it. And she had to tell him the bad news. Oh man, he in the feds. But yeah, he a dope dude.
That's dope, though. That's dope. You had someone on your team.
Yeah,
But
straight up.
what we like to figure out is like how we can elevate as a community. So what are some things you learned back in those days dealing with Suge, back in those days being around people that you tell like 1100 D-Ray, or that you would tell any artist coming up that not to do, or some things you would tell them that you wish you did that you didn't do back then?
Well, I pretty much like when it comes down to my nephew, you know, we have a gang of conversations that I want. Some of the conversations that I have with him about like the whole music scene in Ventura County, I won't put out on the airwaves. I'll discuss with you in private, but I won't put out on the airwaves.
Fair.
But one of the things that I will say that I discuss with him is to me, to be unified is the key. When I was growing, like mind you, I told you I grew up in Long Beach. I moved to St. Louis for a while too, but you know, for the most part, I was in Long Beach. Now I was in the 6th grade when Snoop exploded. A lot of people don't know this. And I had to prove to my ex-wife, actually. I had to take her down to my old neighborhood and actually, you know, she meets some of the people. You know, hey, did Snoop Dogg live over here? Yeah, he used to live right there. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
But I was a kid. I didn't really know Snoop like that. But he was one of the guys that, you know, used to play, you know, one of the drug dealers out in the front. He used to play all-time quarterback. And, you know, we played football in the street, doing all of that moving and stuff. But one thing I noticed that Snoop and Warren G did, Warren G and Snoop were two of my favorite rappers when I was growing
Of
up.
course.
But the thing that they did is they took everybody with them. When one person got on, we go, all right, we're gonna get this situation popping. We're gonna get this situation popping. And I'm not saying that anybody owes anybody anything, because there's people that, you know, are actually doing it. But you got your half that give back in one way, and you got your half that give back in another way.
Right.
But I mean, being unified is key, is in my opinion. So like me seeing Snoop and them do that kind of stuff, you know, and you know, going on tours, and you had, you know, this OG on the tour, and you had this OG on the tour, and you know, all of that stuff. You know, just seeing all of that stuff, you know, I'm directly, you know, I see this directly. I see this happen. You know what I mean? So it, you know, Snoop put two of his cousins on.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So like, you know, and they you know, they wind up being recognized as like actual artists, even though that's your cousin. It's like, it's, you know, you look at the Migos, like that's how they are.
Yeah.
They're actually a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I say that, but I also say that, and a lot of people may get mad at me saying that, we got to make better music, man.
I
Like,
feel that.
straight
That's
up.
fair. That's fair.
We got to make better. There's a lot of people that say, oh, people got to come out and support. People got to come out and do this. But if you ain't making nothing that my daughter ain't going to shake her ass to, or my cousin ain't going to get out there and throw something on stage, like, if you ain't making none of them records, nobody's going to, you know, they're not going to pay attention to it. I will say this, though, because this is in direct contact with what I just said, as far as, you know, people saying people want support. The powers that be gotta support when the record is hot. I'm running around doing a West Coast tour with E40, for Christ's sake. Got a song with E40, shot a video, and E40 is ready to pull the plug on a song and move to his Chris Brown's feature. And I'm right next to 40 when they discussing this, and he's like, "Hey King, you know, you want to use this record?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to use the record." He like, don't you got a mixtape coming out?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Hey, Move with This Record as your first single, and Move with This Record as your first single, and you could screen record the video and you throw it on your platform. Do what you're gonna do with the record. So we got to move on to this Chris Brown record.
Damn.
So I'm just like, all right, that sounds legit. You know what I mean? Like that really sounds legit. So I take the record over to, shout out to 103.3 The Vibe, because they literally were the only radio station that was bumping that record every morning in the mix when I gave
That's
it to them.
dope.
But I had drawback from some people at Q1047. I won't say too many names because I love people like, I love some of the people that work there. Shout out to Quay, Big Bear, DJ Divine. Like, they always was on my side, but I got some drawback from that record, and they didn't want to play it based on the fact that they was moving with the Chris Brown feature from E40. And oh well, E40 doesn't, he wants to play this record. Yeah, well, he gave me this record.
Right.
He wants you guys to play it. He told me I can use it. Oh yeah, well, we can't play that record if he told us to pull the plug on it. It was just every excuse in the book why they couldn't play the record. So
yeah, I mean that's the thing that makes me. That's what makes me so sick about local radio. I'm sorry, bro. I had to say this though. It makes me sick about local radio.
I got you.
Because
I understand it.
they act like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand how radio works. I used to work at radio, and I've been on mad radio runs. So like, I know out here, like at maximum, we're a P2 area, right? So a lot of the stations out here don't even report to media base. So you have no excuse to not support local music. You have no excuse. You feel what I'm saying? Like, because I used to work with labels in their radio department, and I would ask them, like, I would go to a local radio station and say, will you play this record? They'd give me all those same excuses they gave you. Then I would go back, and a lot of the times they're putting the blame on the label. If we don't play Lady Gaga, then the label's gonna get mad, so we don't have no space for local records because we have to play these records. I would go back to the radio departments and say, this DJ said you guys are gonna get mad if you don't play these records. And you know what the radio people would tell me at the labels? They would say, those little ass stations have to play our records. We don't even talk to them. We don't even pick up their calls. They gotta play Eminem. They gotta play Lady Gaga. You feel what I'm saying? Or else what? So the labels don't give a fuck about what the small stations is doing, and the small stations is just lying, acting like they can't play local radios. You know what I'm saying? That's why this radio station exists, because of the lies. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you have no reason to not play local artists.
Well, I'll tell you this. There was a time, I say in between 2001 and maybe 2004, where they supported the hell out of me.
Okay.
And Sean.
That's dope.
They did. From that point, we were doing a lot of drops for them. We had a formula. We just take the hottest beat, whatever they planned, and we do a verse for whoever show it was. So if Quay had his show, we do a verse. What are all the segments on your show? Yeah, what are all the segments on your show? We go to the studio, write it, kill it. You know what I mean? A lot of other artists, the same way. It was the same thing. Not artists, but DJs at the radio station. So and a lot of the times, we took records up there that they played. For some reason, it was just when it was me, like, actually moving as myself, I started to feel a way about it. It just turned that way, and it was just like, dang. When Nightmare on Wolf Street dropped, however, I called Mambo from Rico and Mambo show, and Mambo was pretty much like, let's set it up for next week. And I'm my album coming out in the morning. I'm like, but I'm just like, all right, cool. We set it up for next week. Demiza had just brought me up.
Okay.
So I hung up, and I literally got a call from Mambo like 5 minutes later. He said, wait a minute, your album comes out tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, we got to do it in the morning then. He was like, just come, just come in the morning. So there are, times where they did. It's just, I felt like at that time, that was my opportunity with that particular record to move over the hill.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Feel that.
And I was very upset about it, because that record, like, kind of got me popping in Ventura County. In 2013, you were literally, if you were in Oxnard and you were a hip hop fan of, any kind, you were living under a rock if you didn't know who King Harris was, because of that record. You know what I mean?
Got you.
So yeah, so that's what I think. Like, to answer your question, that'll make things a lot. The powers that be do. I think that they do. They should support a lot more, especially when it comes to when they bring these artists out and things like that. You really got to be careful who you're getting to open up and things like that,
Right,
because a
right.
lot of them, they do the political openers. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And that messes up. Like, I had got into it, with Alan Ed over some stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make any sense. I'm linking up a problem in Watts or Compton all the time. I see problem. I talk to problem in Hollywood and all of this stuff. Okay, problem's coming to do a show. I got the Thirsty record out, and problem's doing a show, but you go and get this artist to do it, and this artist does a totally different type
Yeah.
of music than what it was. You know what I mean? So
100%.
and it be political. It's just who I get along with and all of that stuff. So whatever, you know what I mean? But
Damn.
that's what I think. Like, honestly, that's what I think. In a nutshell, what would help.
I agree. So, and you've been on for a minute, so we about to wind it down. But I have two more questions.
Yeah.
One is, as somebody who's really been in the streets, who's really been in and out of the system, how do you feel about street culture's domination of rap culture and hip hop culture? Like, where you sit at with that?
I feel bad for the kids coming up. This is in correlation to a lot of the conversations I have with my nephew. But a lot of what they see, that people forget that that they superheroes. In retrospect, Jay-Z was a superhero, DMX was a superhero. Like, all of these dudes were actual superheroes. We knew nothing about them personally, but what they did on TV,
Right.
and that was it. Instagram come in, all of a sudden you got all of these rappers hopping on there with guns, and look at Ja Morant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you got all of these different types. So now the influence goes from, Jay-Z got that kind of car. Dang, I want that kind of car. Oh, you know how I was telling you about like Puff Daddy? I did that because he was one of my favorite artists. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
being the fact that that's one of my favorite artists, I'm naturally going to gravitate towards whatever he's doing. The issue wasn't at that time. He was on TV and he was doing what he was doing on TV. That's the only time I seen Puffy.
Right.
But now, you know what I mean? These artists, they're on, they superheroes, and these kids, like, they look up to them. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I understand that a lot of these kids, they grow up in different circumstances, and they can't help how they grow up. They, a lot of them don't even leave the projects, so it's all they know, and I understand those. However, when you grow up in a certain world or whatever, and you kind of geared towards that just because you see your favorite artist geared toward that. Yeah, it's weird. You know what I mean? And I'm in. Like I said, I was in the feds, and I'm in there. With Harrio and Gorilla Black. I'm like literally lifting weights with Gorilla Black. You know what I mean? And
What
and
did
these
Gorilla
dudes,
Black
like,
get knocked for? That's crazy. Did he get $1 million, bro?
I don't know what he did. I know he was up in there eating bologna sandwiches
He
with my
got
ass.
$1 million from Virgin Records,
Yeah.
bro. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. I believe you got to look his case up. I'm not sure, but it might have had something to do with fraud. I'm not sure, but yeah, you got to look his case
That's
up. I don't know,
crazy.
but he was one of the first people I met. When you actually go in, you start meeting people. He was one of the first people that I actually met when I went to the feds, and that's what it was. But he like, I'm in there with real people, and they really like speaking, and they telling me, like, bro, like, just tell your story. You got enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you ain't got to keep coming to jail, and you ain't got to get money like that, man. Get on one of these trucks and do your music thing so you can stay home for your family, because taking care of your family is gangster too. You know what I mean? Making sure being able to get your mom a mother's gift. Like, it was times, like, people don't understand, like, especially in Ventura County, you can't, the black community is so small, you can't really get out there and really do some shit with dope or
Right.
nothing like that.
They gonna know exactly who you are.
Small level. you you small level for most of the time. So it was a lot of times when my mom's birthday would come up, I didn't have a gift. My son's birthday would come up, I wasn't able. I had just spent all my money on my re-up or whatever, and I didn't have it.
Yeah.
So a lot of them dudes was up in there like, man, like get on that truck, record your album, and just drop that thing whenever you can. You know what I mean? So that's what I think.
That
But yeah.
That's dope, man. I mean, I like that perspective. So
Yeah.
my final question is, what's next for you, and what is the best way people can support whatever is coming next for you?
Stay in touch. King Harris II on all platforms. But what's next for me is that Killer King project.
Hey.
And Killer King is sounding crazy. One day I gotta either come up to you or you gotta come to me, and I gotta play you these records.
Always welcome.
These records are coming out crazy. Corrupt is on the album. Il Camille is on the album. T Fly is on the album.
Yo, that's my little nephew, bro. Stop. He called me Uncle KO.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Facts.
That's crazy.
Ask T Fly about Uncle KO.
I'll see you in that record. But T Fly on it. I got production from Foreign Tech, Joey Castellani, Ono, a bunch of different stuff. So
That
it's
sounds
crazy. I actually got to finish it. Yeah, I actually got to finish it. I got to send some stuff to Mark Ford. I want to get down with you too. I was thinking about that the last record I heard. I was like, I really got to get down with Sanctus for real. But
I'm ready.
yeah, 1100 G-Way, bunch of them on that. You know what I mean? And we, Killer King, no. Yeah, that's the next thing. And I just took my time with it. I was gonna drop it earlier this year, but I just pushed it. I just pushed it back because I wanted to make sure everything was gonna be right. But
dope.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And King Harris II on all platforms. Nightmare on Wolf Street out. What was Necessary Hustle out. Black Friday, look them all up. Yeah, support 1100 G-Way too though.
Actually, for sure, yo, he going crazy,
hey,
bro.
You gotta get 1100 G-Way. You gotta get G-Way on here too.
Yo,
I'm gonna link you up with
yo,
G-Way.
he's welcome. He's welcome anytime.
Yeah.
We play Bop. What's the song?
Yeah.
Bop on. We play that a lot.
Bop on. Yeah.
So
G-Way. I'm pretty sure Sean Biggs will give you a good interview too. He really he really do great interviews.
Dope,
really.
Man. Yo, actually, I would really love that because I'm trying to document the history of the coast, like the people that people don't know your story. People don't know Sean's story, especially up here in the north. You feel what I'm saying? So I think that motivates artists. So I would love to make that happen. I'm not gonna keep you on much longer, man. I really, really appreciate it.
All good.
My one last question is,
hey man, thank you. Yeah, go ahead.
What song should I play to give people? It needs to be available on YouTube. What song should I play to give people the best sense of who you are as an artist?
Dang, that's a hard one on YouTube. You know what? You already been playing Birds of a Feather. Type in this. Type in this one. Shout out to my boy Jorge, 13th Murder. 13th Murder, he rode around with TDE doing footage for, all of them, Schoolboy Q, all of them.
Oh, dope.
King Harris. Type in King Harris, 4 p.m. in Calabasas remix. Type that in.
Got you. Cool. That's what we gonna play next then. I got it. Pulled up. Yo, I appreciate your time, man, because I already know you out there on the grind. So you calling in and multitasking means everything. I'm so happy to have your story documented. I can't wait to share it with the rest of the coast, man. You have an open door policy on CTC Radio. Anytime you need us to play records, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. I love your platform. I love the support, all of that. Thank you so much. And thank you for your patience with being at work.
Of course. All good. And you're welcome anytime, man. You enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
All right, you too.
Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
Peace. Yo, so that was an ill-ass interview. That's King Harris out of Oxnard, California. We about to get into this 4 p.m. in Calabasas record. Yo, I had to go along with that interview, you feel what I'm saying? Because I've been a fan for a while, so y'all just got to watch me fan out. I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was the first person of the coast that I was a fan of, and he was the first person that made me start paying attention to what the coast was doing. You feel what I'm saying? So Connect the Coast he's partially responsible for Connect the Coast. So that meant a lot for me to be able to tap in and really have that conversation with him. And he's in the chat, so give him a follow. We about to get into this King Harris 4 p.m. in Calabasas world premiere. You know I'm finna add it to the station too on CTC Radio, the only radio station committed to the coast.
Yeah. Got off the phone with her, she said you got your nerve, nigga. Said go to hell and you should try to take that nerve with you. Was Lucky Lucci in the ghetto, to me at least. I put my niggas in the game, I'm talking 3 apiece. I love to see them dipped in polo, getting bread like Togos. I oversee but notice me, I try to keep it low pro. To me the valley of the shadows, gotta sense the camels. And AK-47s flexing with no need for camo. I find it hard for me if I couldn't speak at the...
How come you couldn't get in the chat, Uno?
I couldn't be up this mantle. When it was said I had no drive, I took a look at God. My only vision at the time was to look at the sky. But now I look in the mirror when I'm in need of clearance. These niggas want me dead and gone, but need me here in spirit. How you gon' carry on without a bag of real? Check your mama's conversation by the breeze and overkill. And that was just the aftermath. You was a felon with no income. And daddy wasn't around, so that might be just what it stemmed from. Got off the plane in Vegas and got a call from Vanessa. She gave me extra details about when Shantae got arrested. I couldn't help but to think if I was a prude, would I wanna see her rot in jail? But then I think how could I be of no forgiveness nonetheless? I call myself a Christian in the world with no reset. But now I think about it, we probably ain't never ready. Especially if Trimbles had to take it from a machete. Limbs hanging bleeding like it's over with. But you was strong enough to walk out on your own shit. Like fuck a doc and 3 hot. You telling me face another felony. Reminiscing about a combo that we had at 17. Like a baby gon' lick me. It's gotta be a quickie. And please no hickeys, cause Nene might snip me. She laughed, I guess she really wished the worst on me. If that'll work, they probably try and put a curse on me. Then Marky told me try and flip it in reverse on them. Somebody better tell him, dog, this ain't a first for me. And since he ain't saying my name, that mean I ain't the only one. And we ain't talking real guns. If you type an emoji once, try to say there must be an afterthought. But it was clear to me you was working with feelings though. Why you ain't talk to me? It's drama now, look what you brought to me. A bag of rocks and a meal, that's what it costs to me. Niggas will bite their hand and feed them and complain it's chewy. Now that there's the reason your money been short as chewy lately. Shout out to Chelsea, I got drunk and belched it up. Woke up in the suite with 3 senoritas and D-cups. Nigga, she only think of me when shit is urgent. I put the pussy to sleep and take her shopping for purses. Hope they don't judge me like the judge Cino. He might as well have the package flying for Puerto Rico. Move a kilo to wide niggas for all that he know. Got hella family in the streets, won't let us see the sequel. Now that's just real talk. Just know the timing and intertwine with your real thoughts. And some niggas know it but can't help they was still lost. Fade away, I make mistakes and let us see them through. I'm seeing life around the corner. Peekaboo. I never seen it coming in this lifetime. A nigga signed his life away to take the right shine. Let's take it back to 91 when I was still a pup. My daddy set the bar to me, I had to live it up. I was a realest nigga breathing like I did some shit that wasn't even like. Was in the cell, I couldn't sleep at night. Parole appointed me to get it right. Shit, I was young and full of questions, so you know. For real a killer, I ain't talking 6 stones. I got the homicide moniker from making niggas popular. That bar for bar to make them overdose. Carpet tunnel from texting the chick I never see. And wifey steady tripping off of shit that's make believe. But really if she didn't, I would probably fade away. So really that's some shit that I don't even wanna change.
Yes, sir. That's music from King Harris, who just left the stream. You feel what I'm saying? Again, thank you so much, King Harris, for coming through. One of my favorite interviews, I can't lie. That was 4 p.m. in Calabasas, the remix. The name Uno says, "Day shit daddy say." I don't know what that means. Socrates 05, thank you for joining. I could be tripping. I don't know what that means. Monica Ramirez, thank you for joining. Please share the stream if you wouldn't mind. Look, I'm about to hop over to the 805 Uncensored podcast. Please join me over there. It starts at 6 p.m., which is in 60 seconds. Thank y'all for tapping in on a Saturday. This show is brought to you by The Source. Please visit thesourceslo.com for all your cannabis needs. They deliver all over San Luis Obispo County. So tap in with them and tell them who sent you. You feel what I'm saying? Definitely tap into the WhatsApp It's growing fast. We got a lot of opportunities for artists over there. Like right now, if you want to work with Darkchild, there's an opportunity to work with Rodney Jerkins in our WhatsApp. So make sure you join the WhatsApp. The link is in our Instagram story. And if you miss any part of the King Harris interview, it will be available on Monday on YouTube. So tap in. I will see you guys on the 805 Uncensored podcast immediately after I sign off here. And it's going to be a dope conversation about AI. You don't want to miss it. And I hope everybody has a safe and fun Saturday night. Turn up, drink one for me one time. I'm out of here. Peace.